Hey guys, it's me, Poppy Rain here. I know this video is hella late. It's the 4th. But I'm going to do the What I Read for August video. This should be a interesting video, much like my last couple videos. If I can find my bag real quick. So, what I read for the month of August. In short summary, this is going to be a shorter video, but I'm going to add some stuff to make it a little better for you guys. So in short summary, if you want to know what I read for the month of August, go watch my What I Read for the month of July video. I read Jack Squad again this month. I'm going to try really hard, though, for this lovely month of September to have some shit for you guys. So, I mean, what I read for the month of August doesn't count because it was all children's books that I read for you guys. But I'm going to show you. Yikes, sorry, I can't pick this up one-handed. Let me show you guys right here real quick. I'm going to show you what I'm currently reading still and what I plan to read. Because I do have a pile here. I was going to bring more books over the other day. Thank God I didn't. Because Dollar Tree's been my best book friend at this current moment. So, I'm still reading this Patient HM. I did read a couple pages of it. I'll show you the cover here in a second. I'm still only 62 pages into the book. And the book has... Let's see how many pages of actual reading. It's a lot of like acknowledgments and stuff. 411 pages. I'm not liking this book very much. Struggling to read this one, but I'm trying real hard. It's been great. Then the book that I'm reading that I actually do like. I just don't know. I just feel like this is a little bit slower read for me. But I absolutely love her books. This is Jodi Picoult. I highly recommend her. Whoops, sorry guys. I highly recommend Jodi Picoult. I read Handle with Care, which was awesome. Loved it. My Sister's Keeper, better than the movie if you've ever seen the movie. They take out a bunch of characters in the movie and the ending is totally different. Because in the movie the ending's what you expect. In the book it's not. House Rules was really good. I started to read 19 Minutes, and I think it was Borrowed Hearts. But I didn't get very far, so I'm going to restart those after I finish this one. I have those at my house. I have Borrowed Hearts, or Changed Hearts, or something like that, I think it's called. I also read A Few Small Good Things, I think it's called, or Small Great Things, or something like that. I audiobook read that. You can find that if you go on my Read With Me channel, my What I Read for the month, it should be in one of those. I think it was like June, or I think it was like maybe June, I think I'd read that one. That was really good too. I mean, not one of my more favorite ones, but it was pretty good. So I'm currently reading Sing Your Way Home. I'm only on page, I'm a little further in this one. I'm on page 214, and this one has way more pages apparently. And this one has 524. But I highly recommend Jodi Picoult. If you guys want suggestions for authors, if you like horror authors, I highly recommend Ted Dekker or Frank Peretti. I've tried to get into what's his face? Stephen King. I read half of Dreamcatcher. And I watched part of the movie too. I don't know how I feel about it. If you guys are looking for like young adult books, Judy Blume is really good. I also really like Ellen Hopkins. She's great. I've read a ton of her books.
Leave her alone.
Crank, Monster, Smoke, Burn, Tricks. There's one that I reviewed on here. It's called Guns Don't Kill People. People Kill People, I think is what it's called. It's about gun violence. Not one of my favorite ones of hers. I've read other ones that were better. If you guys want book series, my two big suggestions. I finally did The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I like the movies better. My two favorite book series of all times, well, my three favorites are Junie B. Jones. I've read so many Junie B. Jones books. I absolutely loved the Divergent series. I've read all of them. Did I read 4? Maybe I can't remember if I read 4 or not yet. I honestly can't remember. Maybe I've not read 4. I don't know. I'll have to check on my bookshelf. But I can't remember if I read 4 or not, but I read the other books. And the other one I read was Sister of the Traveling Pants. That was really good too. Really liked Sister of the Traveling Pants. I never read, don't ask me about the new Twilight book. I don't read Twilight. I hate Twilight. Don't ask me about Harry Potter. I can't tell you about Harry Potter. I hate Harry Potter. I never read Hunger Games because I watched the movies before. I'm like, what's the point? I never read 50 Shades of Grey. Don't ask me about 50 Shades of Grey. I've seen all but the last movie. Not by choice. But, I don't know what other suggestions I really have. I mean, I've been big into Peter Pan lately. So I'm hoping to get the classic Peter Pan. Oh, but I do have a stack of books here. A couple of them I've shown before. So these are all but one of them are Dollar Tree finds. The one I picked out and got a couple years ago for Christmas. I'll show you the two that I recently got since I never did a haul. I got them the other day. So this one is apparently a movie. I've never heard of it, but it looks really good. So if this book is any good, I'm going to watch the movie. It's called Every Day. Every day a different body, every day a different life, every day in love with the same girl. I'll tell you, I found this at Dollar Tree. There's a movie of this apparently. It says, I wake up. Immediately I have to figure out who I am. It's not just the body. Opening my eyes and discovering whether the skin on my arm is light or dark, whether my hair is long or short, whether I'm fat or thin, boy or girl, scarred or smooth. The body is the easiest thing to adjust to. If you're used to waking up in a new one each morning, it's the life, the context of the body that can be hard to grasp. Every day I'm someone else. I am myself. I know I am myself, but I'm also someone else. It has always been like this. So I thought this was super interesting. And then there's some pictures in here from the movie, which I've never even heard of. This kind of reminds me of a Nicholas Sparks type thing, even though I've actually never read a Nicholas Sparks book. But I've seen a bunch of his movies. I've seen Safe Haven. I've seen Walk to Remember, I think was a Nicholas Sparks book. I've seen Last Song. I've seen The Lucky One. That's one of my favorite Nicholas Sparks movies ever. I mean, Walk to Remember was super killer too. I have both of those on DVD. I've seen Notebook. Can't remember what other Nicholas Sparks movies I've seen. I think Letters to Juliet. I think that was a Nicholas Sparks one. I didn't care for that one. I think Dear John might have been too, and I didn't care for that one either. So that gives me Nicholas Sparks vibes. So that's probably gonna be good. This one is the one I got I got this several years ago for Christmas. I picked this out. This is from the Dollar Tree as well. It's called The Farm. Escape is only the beginning. Equal parts Resident Evil and Hunger Games. So I like Resident Evil. I mean, I don't like the movies. I like the game though, and I like Hunger Games. It says, life was different in the before vampires began devouring humans in a swarm across America, before the surviving young people were rounded up and quarantined. These days, we know what those quarantines are. Holding pens, where human blood is turned into more food for the undead monsters, known as ticks. Surrounded by electrical fences, most kids try to survive the farms by turning on each other. And when trust is a thing in the past, escape is nearly impossible. Lily and her twin sister Mel have a plan. Though Mel can barely communicate, her autism helps her notice things no one else does, like the portion of an electrical fence that gets turned off every night. Getting across won't be easy, but as Lily gathers what they need to escape, a familiar face appears out of nowhere, offering to help. Carter was a schoolmate of Lily's in the before, managing to evade capture until now. He has valuable knowledge of the outside world, but like everyone on the farm, Carter has his own agenda. And he knows that behind the ticks is an even more dangerous threat to the human race. So it's got autism in it. And as you guys may or may not know, depending on what videos you've watched, I do a lot with autism. Don't mind if you hear Daddy's YouTube and gets his video taken down. The next book I got the other day, when I got books, was I got this one. It says Story of a Girl. This is by Daddy. This is by Sarah Zarr. Apparently this is not a Lifetime movie. Again, never heard of it, and I like Lifetime movies. It says, in a moment, Deanna Lambert's life was changed forever. It's been 3 years since her father caught her in the back seat of a car with an older boy. 3 years of being branded school slut. 3 years since her dad looked her in the eye. At 16, all Deanna dreams about is escaping a life defined by her past and writing a new future for herself. With subtle grace, complicated wisdom, and striking emotion, Story of a Girl reminds us of our human capacity for resilience and redemption and the power of forgiveness. In this expanded edition, author Sarah Zarr reflects back on writing her first novel in a conversation with Kira Sedgwick, who will be making her directorial debut and bringing this compelling story to television. So, that sounded really good. The next one we have is one I thrifted, which you guys would have seen in a thrift haul. This is The Edge Chronicles, Book 1, Beyond the Deep Woods. This gave me kind of like series of unfortunate events / Spiderwick type vibes. I've never actually read Spiderwick or know anything about Spiderwick. I've just seen it. And I read the first couple series of unfortunate events books. I think the first 4 or 5 books. This says, far, far away, jutting out into the emptiness beyond lies the edge. Filled with strange people and terrifying creatures, this is a world unlike any other, where action and danger awaits at every turn. Abandoned at birth in a dangerous deep wood, young Twig has been brought up by a family of wood trolls. He has always thought he was one of them, until one cold night, he finds out he's not. Soon he sets off to find out who he really is. And he does the unthinkable. He strays from the path. So begins the heart-stopping adventure that will take Twig through a nightmarish world of goblins and trogs, bloodthirsty beasts, and flesh-eating trees. Only 2 things keep Twig going: the hopes of discovering his true identity and finding his destiny. That sounded interesting. Obviously, I'll let you guys know how these books are when I do my What I Read for the Month videos, whenever I forget to finish these. And the last book I got, again, from the Dollar Tree. This was a couple weeks. This was maybe, I think, last month before. This is called The Neighbor. This is by Joseph Souza. So, this is like a thriller type book. It says, all seems so promising at the start. When Lee and her husband Clay moved from Seattle to Maine, she envisions a vibrant new neighborhood packed with families, playmates for her twins, new friends she can confide in and bond with. But while Clay works long hours to establish his brewery, Lee is left alone each day in a nearly deserted house development where the only other occupants are aloof and standoffish. Bored and adrift, Lee finds herself watching Clarissa and Russell games. Next door, envying their stylishly decorated home. Sorry guys, the dog's being a death hole.
Loki, lay down.
Sorry, I'm gonna punch this dog. Where was it? So bored and adrift, Leah finds herself watching Clarissa and Russell games next door, envying their stylishly decorated home and their university careers. But Leah's obsession with the intriguing, elegant Clarissa grows until she's not just spying from afar, but sneaking into their house, taking small objects, reading Clarissa's diary. It contains clues to a hidden turmoil we never guessed at, and a connection to a local college girl who disappeared. The more Lee learns about Clarissa, the more questions emerge. That behind every neighbor's door, there are secrets that could shatter lives forever. That was so corny, guys. Sorry. So those are my current books. I still have a whole bookshelf of books at my house. So, yeah. In conclusion, this is what I read for this is for August, sorry. A whopping not a thing. And this is what I plan to, the 2 books I plan to finish reading for September, or at least finish one of them finally. And the books that I have planning to read before the end of the year. So, I will catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.